Okay, been a while since I made a video. I'm making my final tray of soil blockers. These are, you make this compound and then you use this press that I got from Mom and Ted to make these blocks that you put stuff in. The nice thing about it is the roots just go in the block, and when you're ready to transplant it, you just transplant the block. So there's another set of 4. You just jam it in here as best you can. It takes a little bit of practice to get the mix just the right consistency. You put that in. There's water coming up the bottom of those. Smooth the bottom. That's nice. Press it down, pull that up. That's great. Every spring it's good to sort of just sand the rust off of here and oil it so it's smoother. There's some blocks there. And the reason why they're so useful to use is you can see, I'm going to take this off my head. Those are tomatoes and peppers. Tomatoes and beets. More peppers coming there. Second round of tomatoes. And there's a pile of tomatoes. Those will get planted in pots about that big soon. And I'm doing the last bit of stuff that I forgot to do. And some herbs I want to get started, like basil, and then some ground cherries that grow in the husks, which take about 3-4 weeks to germinate, so they'll be ready for mid-June to go out. Anyway, stop recording. Stop recording. Okay, so I've made the blockers, and I've tagged what they're going to be. So I'm going to have 4 lemon drop peppers, 4 celeries, 4 Thai basil, 4 regular basil. I'll plant basil later in pots, but I want to get some started. I bought some fennel this year, sweet fennel, so I'm going to start 8 of those to get those going. And then 16 ground cherries. You notice I've already got the lemon drop seeds in there, so you can see that you just drop the seeds in a little hole, and then when you're done the whole tray, you take this up and then you put the wet stuff on top, cover it up, and then you're ready to go. And they'll germinate, and then you can transplant them easily. Stop recording. So, beautiful morning in May. Cats are out, I'm out, the solar's on. Door to the basement's open, we're airing that out. And I've already taken some tomatoes that are going to be transplanted out to the greenhouse to get them ready. I've taken out all of these onions that were in over the winter, and the greenhouse gives them a great start, so these will get into larger beds soon. Lots of green onions right now. Over here I've already got my good King Henry coming up and my Skeret coming up, so I was really excited. That was those medieval vegetables that I planted last year. They're perennials. This will not be the permanent perennial bed, but I'll get there. I've cleared a lot of the area back here behind the beds to provide some extra space to put some plants down back there. Garlic are already coming up in these bins. You can see them. It's going to be a good year for garlic. Got lots of old crab tubs of food grade plastic to grow stuff in this year. And Sigmund's up there. And then in the greenhouse itself, I have sort of a greenhouse in the greenhouse, which means I can be pretty safe about bringing the small tomatoes out now. So with some herbs left over, those will go out. Some calendula and miner's lettuce. It's really delicious, and it just keeps popping up everywhere. That's a perennial I bought a while ago. There's some tomatoes I brought out of the solarium, and they're now already grown in these soil blockers. That is about 1 month's growth. So they'll go into pots like these with this dirt, which is a mix of some manure I got, last year's soil, and some compost, which is great. I've got this greenhouse within a greenhouse, so that way I can keep the seeds and the seedlings safe from any frost, because I'll close the greenhouse, the days are longer, and then even if there's a frost, it might get cool in here, but there's another layer here that'll get closed up with that flap up there. So it works. So I can pull all my tomatoes out today. And I've also got a bunch of stuff planted here. Some onions, chives, coriander. These have some sunchokes that I bought in them. So I'm starting some in those pots. The others I'm going to direct sow into some bins. Eventually they'll also get their permanent spot as a perennial. And I got some turnips and beets growing. So it's going to be a busy day, gorgeous day. Hope you're all having a great spring. Stop recording. Not much to see. Just the frogs are back.